They don't have that.
Hi, everyone. Welcome here tonight. We have some special guests with us. We had a group called 27 Spirits Paranormal. They were here last Friday at the old Cambria County Jail. They were our very first overnight investigators. They're going to be talking about their experiences there. We're going to ask them a little bit about themselves. I believe that they're going to show a couple things for us here. And before we bring them on, I want to tell everybody we are open for business. We're doing our all the tours now, Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday nights, we do the overnight. And during the days, we're on Saturday and Sunday, we're doing the daylight and flashlight tours. If you have any questions, as soon as we're done with the interview and that, just come on here, ask questions. We would prefer not so many. You can ask about the jail, but this is 27 Spirits Night, so try to address as many questions as you want to them because they're our special guests. So with that being said, we're going to introduce 27 Spirits.
Hello.
Hi, Jennifer and Damian. How you doing?
We're
wonderful.
Really
How are you guys tonight?
We are good, and it is a pleasure to have you on our show. I'm hoping you have a lot of exciting things to tell us.
Well, yeah, we do. First, I just want to say thank you to you guys for making our time there at your facility really amazing. We felt very safe. The fact that you provided security and had access to a staff member all night really that just really was confidence building. We want everybody to know that we felt very safe there in your building, and it was beautiful. We started off the night with, of course, a wonderful tour that showed us a lot of historical parts of the jail, and that place is just really special. It's
I did make a big boo-boo though. I told you we were talking to the owner. On the old stone jail part, that very top level, that was not the warden's quarters. That was where the women were held. And actually, he told me when the annex was built, that was built with the annex. So that's as new as what the annex is. So the warden's quarters was actually over, when you first go in where the waiting and reception area, there's a section up above that we have blocked off because it's not safe.
Gotcha.
The warden's quarters was up there. So that is one error we made, and we do apologize for that. But other than that, pretty much everything we told you was hands-on. Yeah. So you guys were a pleasure to work with. You really, really are super nice people.
Well, good, because we want to come back already.
Yes.
Honestly, like I would go there again this weekend if we could.
When we go off, not to interrupt you, when we go off live, I want you guys to stay in the background because I want to tell you something and ask you something.
Okay.
And it could be really good for you. So, and it was something about what you had mentioned when you were over there. You might maybe know where I'm going with it, maybe. But we'll talk about that after we click off live, okay? Just stay on. When we click off, don't you click off because we'll keep you in the backstage because we want to discuss a couple things.
Okay. So we talked about when we first got there, and first of all, the building is just if I talk too much, you can just elbow me. I tend to overtalk. So, went through, wanted to make sure everybody knows that the building felt super safe. And we, again, really appreciated you guys being there and knowing that support was like a text message or a call away. They were super courteous to not be in the building. So we were sure we didn't have any contamination from anybody walking around or doing anything. They actually went outside around the block, so they were super close. But came at a moment's notice. Like as soon, we only called them like to leave, but they were right there in an instant. Something else. Yes, this building is in some disrepair and there is a little bit of water dripping, but compared to other kind of broken down buildings that we have been in, it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
Like there isn't wind blowing through it. We didn't see any birds. We didn't see one bat, which surprised me. I was looking for them all night long.
Yeah.
Not a mouse in sight, no sign of them there. So I was really surprised at how kind of like how much integrity the building still has. And that made for a really, pleasant investigation. Like it was physically comfortable. We weren't getting rained on, it felt very safe and everything was very solid. It felt very safe for like the physical part of the building. Everything was very solid. All the steps were perfect. All the catwalks were tight. And if you're thinking of, going there, I have no safety concerns about that place at all. So thank you. That was really, really nice.
Thank you so much for mentioning that, because there has been somebody, I'm not going to mention any names, but has kind of been on one of the Facebook pages telling everybody that it is not safe to go in. It's not sanitary. He should be ashamed of himself for even allowing tours and that. So thank you so much for assuring anybody watching that it is definitely safe.
Well, it is true that most haunted buildings don't have air conditioning. So that's something that you're going to get into if you're exploring haunted abandoned buildings. It is dusty. It has some paint chips, but as far as abandoned, 100-plus-year-old buildings go, it felt very solid and we felt safe.
It's not broken down. I mean, there's some areas that need a little.
Oh yeah, it needs restoration, but it didn't feel unsafe to us.
Not one bit.
I felt the air quality. I mean, I'm not like a HVAC person, but I didn't feel like the air quality was poor in there. No. The parts where there is a little bit of debris were clearly marked and blocked off. You couldn't wander into them by accident, and they were all shown to us at the beginning of the tour. So I disagree with that.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to us that you're validating what we're trying to tell people and letting them know that, hey, you are going to be safe in that building. And as a matter of fact, since the owner is there now, he is actually, if you come back, you should have power and probably the other facilities and that you need. So, but when you come back again, you're going to see some changes already. So we're just continually thriving to make it even more safe and more pleasurable for those who come into the building. We want your experience to be phenomenal.
If it, truly was your first night hosting guests, you guys killed it. I think you did an amazing job.
It was.
Well, you did great. I don't know if you really worked hard, but
wouldn't have been able to tell.
It was smooth. It was.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm over talking you already.
Keep going. When I have something to say, it'll come out.
So right away, this building, when you're in haunted locations, like sometimes they just feel like an old building, right? It just feels like an old building. Other times, the buildings carry so much energy. And this particular building had just a really unique and different energies about it that shifted through the whole building all night long. You could be in one area of the jail at one time and it felt fine. Like you felt like you were in the library. We would go back through it later and it just made me feel like I didn't even want to look up. Like I didn't want to look around a corner. It shifted a lot throughout the night, and that was pretty crazy and pretty strong.
It was very noticeable, just like when we walked down the dungeon for the first time.
Do you want to talk about when we went into the dungeon the first time? What happened?
whenever we got down to the bottom
on the tour,
like our arms were like,
there were 3 of us all together, and literally the hair stood up on
our arms like crazy, and and it was like a really cold feeling.
Freezing. Yeah, it was really cold.
After the tour,
total hair on the back of your neck standing up.
After we were done, and as we were getting ready to leave, all 3 of us were sweating our butts off.
Like,
and beads were dripping off our heads.
As soon as we left a certain room, I was like, whoo. I was like, all of a sudden, like I broke a sweat. And I'm so glad I said something, because the other people, Damian and you did as well. And it was fast. It wasn't like we were tired or sweaty from running around. We went from cold in the dungeon to just a burst of heat. It was pretty odd, actually.
I thought it was me at first, and then when you said that and Damian said that, I'm there like, okay. But I noticed every time anybody, as soon as you hit that bottom step going into the dungeon, that's when you get that transition. When you hit the bottom step going down, when you hit that bottom step coming up.
And that's exactly what happened to us.
Exactly.
It was right in that spot both times. Yep. Do you guys want to see a little clip from the dungeon?
Absolutely.
I don't know how this stuff works.
So I think I haven't been on this platform before, but I think if I choose present, it should pull up our screen.
I would think
that should work.
Okay.
I like him. He's a lot like me. I don't know how anything works. You just do it.
There's like a couple bad words.
That's me.
I like curse.
You're fine. We curse.
Okay.
We curse. So
like I said the F word. Is that okay?
No, we believe me.
I got yelled at for saying it in Portage Museum. So
okay, I don't want to get us in trouble.
No, you're good.
No.
We haven't edited anything, so hold on 1 second. Let me grab this.
All right. Well, that's good. Little editing is good.
All right. Let me see.
Is there any more of those in the fridge?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Not sponsored.
All right.
Well, you're looking for that clip. Were you the ones that asked me why a couple of the cells had the bars all the way inside of the cells and the other ones didn't? Okay, I found out why.
Okay.
Those 2 cells in particular that has all the iron and all that inside, those were the death row cells. So those were the last cells the inmates saw before they was taken out to be hanged.
Okay. Oh, all right. Can you guys see the video?
No.
Yeah, there it is. You got.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, there
I have to bring it to the stage.
Okay, we got it.
Okay, we good?
We got it.
Okay.
I like that REM pod.
The early spot you definitely don't want to go. Yeah. And we're literally only taking the REM pod
because I want to make a getaway, and I have to put my hood out. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. Oh.
Okay. Here we go.
That's a pretty good clear video for.
Definitely the most.
Yeah, I definitely want another camera specs.
You know what?
Don't talk about it.
Okay. This place is awesome.
It's fine.
Yeah. It's just ours.
It's so small.
Basement.
I was born in a basement.
We were in the basement in Saratoga.
Saratoga
Was amazing.
is amazing. Yeah. I just gotta say that fucking Chelsea has more balls. Her balls are bigger than everybody you know. For real, for fucking real.
I know you were right. Right over there.
You guys, you cannot begin to imagine the way that places feel.
Yeah,
Like it looks so simple. It looks so.
there's some kind of energy things going
There's
on
something
that
going
makes
on.
your body feel kind of
Chelsea.
Oh,
All right, and then we show just a little bit of when we go into IR here, so people can see, like, when you're investigating, exactly how dark it is. I think it's 3:06, and again, I'm sorry this isn't edited, but
might as well.
Oh my god. Oh, dude.
Okay, though. And if anybody down here has no clue who we are, since you have not really had visitors in the last 5 years, we are just here to talk to somebody that lives here, used to reside in this jail, in this dungeon. If something happened to you in this dungeon, very sorry about that, regardless of what you did.
Nobody
Not really.
deserves that kind of stuff.
It depends.
It depends.
So anyway, if there's
I
any,
like how calmly he said that too.
Touch that red light.
yeah.
Damian.
I wonder what those humps are there yet. Maybe bodies under there.
Smitty's body.
If it goes one more, I'm out.
It drained our batteries like instantly.
Yeah.
we
Oh,
just
yeah.
changed them. We
It will.
just changed them and went down there.
No, that's crazy.
Wow.
You understand you need energy, but you're
Here, we'll try to.
A lot of people underestimate how dark some of these rooms actually are. Like the IR, that doesn't give you any additional light just in the screen.
Nope, we're gonna show it here in
It
one
looks like
second.
it's bright, but it's not.
It looks like it is.
Okay, so we'll turn out right here.
That's what
Like that one basement I was in, that was.
It's still on, so we still getting some light.
Oh,
Wow. Yeah.
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 Oh, it's not all out yet. It gets
Yeah.
darker.
Your light is still on, dude.
Yeah, and that little purple light, that's not visible to the eye either. That is not visible at all.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's what you're looking at in the dungeon of the old stone jail.
That's the only thing we see other than the screen that is
That is so cool.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the full video.
Yeah, me either.
Me either.
I bet you have a lot of footage to go through.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Absolutely.
Now, do you have any experiences that you want to tell us that you encountered?
Sure. So, and we have a couple other clips to show you too, but so you know how I mentioned before that the energy really kind of shifted around in the building. So out where Smitty's cell is, like the old jail, I believe that's what you call it out there, the old jail. Like we were totally fine, totally cool out there. Did some devices and some spirit box stuff out there for quite a while. And then we went into the annex and into the bullpen and kind of explored around in there. And we were coming back out through to go do our batteries. And we kind of stopped there. We had a chair there and I sat down and I just started to bawl. Just overwhelming feeling
Just
of sadness.
like that.
Wow.
And it wasn't like a mood swing, like a hot flash. I mean, there were tears dripping off my cheeks. And he was like, "What's the matter with you?" And I was like, "I am just so sad." Like it sounds weird, but it was just the heaviest, most overwhelming feeling. Like I just had to sit there and cry for a little bit.
Oh,
It's okay. But it was just like grief.
yeah.
And then it passed. Like we said some things. We were like, "You're not allowed to affect us. You know, you need to move on.
And
We
it
want to
actually
communicate
stopped.
with you." And it kind of let up. And then
Wow.
that never happened again. And I've never been affected like that in a place before. That was the first time that it ever like really like brought me to tears. And it was like
Wow.
it was happened really fast and really heavy. It was pretty crazy. I wasn't expecting that. So then at other times, like I said, you know, it just feels like an old room, but you constantly feel like you're being watched.
Like
Mhm.
around every corner.
Mhm.
And like you expect every time you look up there to see someone looking down over at
Yeah.
you.
We have a lot of still video, just us
watching
down in front of all the
Yeah.
shelves. Because I was convinced something was going to peek their head out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's about as bad in the basement too, like where the pillars are.
Yeah.
If you look behind yourself quickly, it's either your eyes playing tricks on you or whatever, but like peeking out behind the pillars.
Yeah.
I always feel like something's gonna peek out or someone's gonna step out from behind those pillars down there. It's a weird feeling.
I will tell you that the theme of the night were all the sounds: banging,
Mhm.
clanging, knocking. There was some water dripping, and I kept saying to him, I would say, "Did you hear that? Did you hear that?" He was like, "It's water." And
This
I'm
is
like,
water.
"That is not water."
I mean, we're
And-
talking bangs like somebody took a board and hit the cell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like really loud bangs, and
And
you can hear some of them just on our regular mics with the camera. You
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
hear them and hear us react.
I tried following the sounds, and every
You
time
can't.
you did, it happened on the other side.
Mhm.
It happened with us doing
Yep.
tours. Like I had a buddy of mine, he was walking the building for us while we were doing tours, and I had to call him, have him check out some of the rooms, because the 3 groups that I took, we heard noises in like different areas at different times, and it was just constant throughout the tours.
Non-stop.
Well, you know how I told you we was running late? Well, we were just getting ready to leave the building, and we were in the reception area where everybody checked in at, where I gave you your receipt and all that, and we just was getting ready for the tour. We were just getting ready to walk out of that room, and we heard a big clang. It sounded like one of the cell doors clang shut, and we just all looked at each other and said, "Did you hear that?" So, yeah.
Yeah, there are so many sounds. We were just watching one of the clips where he was under Estes, and you can hear a woman, like he's under Estes, I'm talking, then we wait, and you can hear a woman's voice, like just
She didn't catch it.
But we didn't hear it with our ears, but we heard it on
And
on
we played
radio.
it and like over and over, and was trying to say, I was trying to debunk it with listening if it was coming out of the headphones. I don't remember it.
It sounded different. It
But-
sounded like it
but I
was coming
couldn't.
from another place.
I will say I have heard one time in there a woman going like a humming or something.
Yeah, it was just like,
Yep.
like, in a different tone than what was coming out of the spirit box for sure.
Yep.
Was it in the old section or the new section?
The old section in midi.
When we were cleaning, I heard that too.
Right outside.
Oh,
Same
wow.
area. Whenever I was down there by Smitty's cell, we were just standing around after we were done cleaning, and some of us actually heard the humming, like a female humming.
Yeah. Alrighty. So we had a Spirit Talker app on, and we have mixed opinions on it. Like we do think there can be some interference with it sometimes, But then at other times, the things that it says are so spot on.
Too
that
accurate,
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the app, but
but-
whenever it is actually,
yeah,
because it can be manipulated, like anything can.
we
But see,
heard
that's what we've been saying, Damian. I know there's a lot of people don't like those apps, and we kind of dismiss a lot of it ourselves. But there's times that we was in there, the things that came through was spot on to either questions we asked or pertaining to stuff with the building and stuff
Right.
like that. So you kind of have to take
I
some.
mean, the app wouldn't know about the building. right?
Exactly.
yeah, we have a little tiny clip of a spirit of the Spirit Talker app if you want to watch that one. It's much shorter than the first one.
You can go ahead. Yes, definitely. Show what you want to us.
Alrighty. So
What is your dog doing?
They're licking.
I can hear that. Going to town over there.
Let's see.
okay, hold on one second. You can hear me say I say that like it's I got scared because there was a really loud bang. And so he was in Smitty's cell under Estes and I went in and you can hear what it says to my comment.
Dude, I just heard. I'll have to fucking get this under floor. Someone coming in here. Thank you. That's good to know.
I thought that was pretty crazy, actually.
I couldn't really hear it. Did you? Yeah,
no.
I couldn't really hear.
So after I said I was like, oh, I heard a big bang, and I was like, so I'm coming in here, and I just sat there for a minute, and it says you're safe in here.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm, you're
Wow.
safe. Yeah. Another cool one we got. We finished in the dungeon after we had been in there. And we were down there kind of saying our goodbyes, like, hey, it's been great, but you have to stay here. You don't get to come home. And the device said, bye, door.
Wow.
Like, don't let the door hit you. Is what
That's funny.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we laughed at it.
Yep. We have one more little clip we can play. It's some REM pod activity in the bullpen. If you want to
Go
watch
for
that. Okay.
I wonder if they have set up where I had mine set up.
Okay.
Right in that doorway.
Oh. Oops. Hold on a second. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let us know if you can hear it once it starts playing.
Yeah. Okay. Do you guys have the video?
We do.
Okay.
I'm walking down, I believe, the north side of the jail.
Yeah, this one we can hear.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I don't talk loud enough. That's something I got to work on.
First and third cell has some craziness going on. This is number 3. This is number 1.
And thanks to the hot
That's a
tip
creepy
from the
one.
security guard on cell 3.
Set the REM pod up right here in front of number 3. So, yeah, if there's any spirits down here that would like to
Nope.
communicate,
Right away.
Yeah.
tell us your story,
I didn't even catch that
Now's your
green light.
time. Let me know you're here. Can you please come up to this red light and tap? Walk around it, grab it, and it'll let us know you're here. I'll leave you some space and we'll head back up to the end. Okay.
Wow.
You don't want me to leave? Appreciate letting me know you're here.
Okay, then we'll fast it just a little bit. Oh.
All you gotta do is tap it. I'll come down and I will show you. Just put your body parts near it. And we'll have some blinking red lights. Blinking. And a sound like that also. What other body part can you put near it? Can you see the antenna on top? Can you grab it? Just a full grab. It'll make a nice loud sound and we'll know that you're listening and that you can hear me.
Wow.
Thank you. Can you step back?
Wow.
Thank you.
Yep. And as soon as he asks it to step back, it ends.
That is really cool.
They seem very smart.
Yeah, that's cool.
When you guys come back, try to put the REM pod in the doorway to the basement where those pillars are, where the showers are and stuff.
Yeah.
Because that's where I had mine whenever we did the live stream, and it went crazy right in that spot there. Not once, but twice.
That's awesome. That's very, very cool.
We got a few more, but we're gonna
try to hold on to
wait for the
I cherish those ones.
Did you do any EVPs?
We did, and we did not hear anything with just our ears. I haven't listened to them with headphones yet, though.
Oh, okay.
We tried about 5 times, and I don't think we got anything. But when we did Saratoga, there were times we thought we didn't get anything, and
Until
then
we
when
put
I
the
listened to
headphones
them
on.
with headphones, and we heard very clear,
Right.
super quiet.
I will. I know. I don't know if you experienced it or not, but when I did 2 really good EVP bouts in there, and one I was in there probably. I left it in there probably about 35 minutes, 30 minutes, 35. When I went back and checked it, I only had what did I say, Gabriella? 12 minutes or
12, 13 minutes.
12, 13 minutes. It didn't even record the whole time. It cut off, and you didn't even hear me walking back. Like normally you'll hear you walking to the recorder. Mine cut off it should have been at least 30, 35 minutes. It cut off 12, 13 minutes. Then the second time that I went back and I put it in again, I know I should have had a good maybe 20 minutes, and it cut off at 6 minutes.
Mhm.
Same exact thing. It just whoever was there did not want it on, and it cut it right off. So I don't know if you experienced that.
Well, we actually did when
We
he
did.
was in Smitty's cell.
That was the first
Same
place.
place.
It was we
just discovered this yesterday.
Yeah, he was under Estes, and right after I came in, we had a camera on the ground just shooting him, and I had mine in my hand.
When I went in, I hit record and went and sat down.
Yeah,
And
so
then
it
hit
was
record
just there the whole
and
time.
stopped
So
it
you
when I
see
was
me
done.
walk by, and you see my legs cross, and me sit on the bench. And the video stopped recording and started recording 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Nobody touched it. You can see my feet, you can see my legs in the video, and you can see him in the chair. And when
Wow.
we were first pulling it up, I'm like, how was there another one? And it ended up
Yeah.
happening 4 times.
Very
Wow.
confusing because
Yeah.
it was one long.
So that seems to be a common
and they were
theme.
all different lengths too. Like I thought,
Yep.
oh, maybe it got so long.
One was 3 minutes.
One was a
8
minute.
minutes.
Yeah, it was really that was
Yeah.
really weird and unexpected.
Yeah.
We didn't notice it. We didn't hear it. We didn't hear the
Yeah.
beep of it.
Yeah.
It was
That seems to be a common thing in there. So anybody that's going in to investigate, don't be surprised if it happens to you because since the same thing happened to you, then I know I went home and checked my machine at home. I recorded something else on full time. I recorded nothing, everything that from the time I turned it on to the time I turned it off, you could hear me walking up and turn it off. But both of those times over there, the one was in the RHU cell. And the other one was in Smitty's. And they both did the exact same thing.
Yep, our camera was inside Smitty's cell when it was doing that.
Yeah, that's so cool.
That was a little freaky.
Yeah, that really was. Oh man, I don't know. Like, I'll tell you something. That third tier, dude, is creepy. Like, I don't really know what else to say. I think well, for me, like, I didn't even want to look in the cells. Like, when I was going down, I was like this, like, literally, I couldn't look. It feels like every corner there's going to be somebody looking out. And then you have like the vertigo from the height.
Yes.
On those sides. So that kind of.
That's where she had her incident at, was up on the third. Yep.
Tell us about it. What happened?
Where where the exit area is, where the push door is to go to go down the stairs the other way down. Well, that last cell there, I was looking at the cell and I went to sit down because I was overheating and stuff because it was really hot because we were cleaning and everything, and I got a panic attack. I couldn't breathe. It literally, I've never had a panic attack in my life, and it was super scary, and I was crying and I couldn't breathe and everything. Luckily, this one behind me came up and checked on me, but it was really scary. I don't know what happened that day.
And it came on you really quickly, didn't it?
Yep.
And that's kind of like what happened to me downstairs, but mine was just like overwhelming sadness.
Yeah.
Tell her about the experience with the person who you took a tour with. The woman.
Oh yeah, there was a woman that was on one of the tours, and she says that she's psychic and can feel things and whatnot. And I didn't believe her until she told me something. So I went to the third tier, and she goes, "Can I ask you a question?" She says, "It's going to be a really weird question, but I'm going to ask you a question." I said, "Yes." She goes, "Did something happen to you here?" She says, like, loss of breath or something. She says, I feel it. And I'm like, yeah, I had a panic attack over here. She's like, yeah, they told me. She says, and I can feel how you felt. And I was like, wow, that's crazy.
So I'm going to say this without checking the footage. I'm pretty sure on the third floor, our spirit talker said anxiety.
Yeah.
Wow.
Definitely said anxiety.
Yeah, we have it. We have a clip. I can't remember if it was, I think it was the third floor. I think it's after second or third. It was anxiety. And I was like, yeah,
wow.
That's crazy.
And her name is Abigail. Didn't somebody say that you heard Abigail?
Yeah, we heard the name Abigail. Yep.
Yeah. Abigail.
So that's interesting.
That was the first thing I asked. I'm sorry, I can't remember your name in the back.
I'm Gabriella.
Gabriella. I apologize. That was the first thing I asked her when we called them to come and get us. I was like, "Aren't you Abigail?" And she was like, "No." But yeah, that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Do you remember where that was by any chance?
I don't, but we may have it on a clip that I could tell you exactly.
Because I'm super curious.
If it was on the third floor.
Well, either the third floor or when we did our investigation, I believe I got in contact with Smitty when we did our investigation, because I kept getting answers that I can't debunk. Mm-hmm. And my mom said, well, isn't my daughter so pretty or whatever? And he said, yes, with the flashlight and everything. So I think he might like me. and like talking to me and stuff. So I think it could have been him, but don't know.
Could be someone who murdered
I'm
him.
gonna
too.
check the file real quick and see what else it said around your name. But you guys can keep talking. I'll just pull this up while we.
Well, while you're looking for that, how did you guys get started?
With paranormal
Paranormal,
investigation.
yeah. Mhm.
Well, 100%. This is his baby. It's his passion, his interest. And honestly, for like the first couple years we were together, I was like, don't talk to me about spirits. Don't talk to me about demons.
That was something you don't speak of.
Yeah. And then I kind of went through some changes, I guess we'll say. And ever since then, anything that we have, the places we went, it's all Damian's work. So we got started by his passion for it. And he kind of grew up with a little ghost kid that lived in his room with him. So that's where it all started for him. But I'll let him talk about that.
Yeah, I had a little girl that always showed up in my bedroom. And years later, well, my mother and my father both seen, and my dad for real was never into believing stuff like that. And for him to say that he saw something or saw somebody, but come to find out years later that actually I think she was 6. I don't know. I have to ask my mother. She actually passed away in that house, in that room.
Oh, wow.
Some long blonde haired, I believe. And it's been a very long time since.
So what it said, Abigail, it's me making sounds. Did you hear me?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Those are the 3 things it said in that area.
Wow.
It's kind of funny with those 2 after my name, because when we did our ghost talker, or maybe it was necrometer, we kept getting those 2 responses continuously as well that were made to sound. Could you hear it and stuff like that? So it's kind of interesting.
It says, it's me making sounds, and did you hear me?
So whatever energy's in that area is pulling out that out of the data
Mm-hmm.
bank, word bank.
We sometimes we'll use a couple times. We had 2 different people using the spirit talker at one time. So if they both said the same thing, we could kind of validate it that way. But sometimes we'll use a spirit talker and somebody else will use necrometer, and they'll kind of almost like a whole sentence. And I know a lot of people that, a lot of people are against them, and that's okay. But a lot of people will say, well, nobody's ever heard the same thing come out of it twice. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had that happen several times. The exact same name, the exact same phrase, and they would come out of not only the spirit talker, but the necrometer. So, we don't bank on those apps. Right. We don't live by them. But there's times that you have to put that question mark there, say, hey, it's hitting everything what we're talking about spot on. So you kind of have to give some credibility to it.
Yeah, and just some of the things that it says, it's crazy. I'm trying to look for some of the other things that it said. We were talking, asking, and Damian was getting not taunting, but being just a little bit aggressive. And it said belittling.
Oh.
For all the words of a spirit talker to say.
I've never once had that come out. Never, ever had that once come out. I've had, when we first were doing investigations, I like asking questions. I like introducing every member of the team, and I'll say, I'm sorry that this happened to you. We just want to know your story. And I've had a lot of times that came out and says, you're very respectful. Mm-hmm. And it would say it not once, but it would say it several times, the exact same phrase. And I'm like, oh, thank you. I just want people to know your true story, not rumors that people are saying. We want everybody to know your actual story. And it's amazing. Like I said, sometimes you have to put credibility to those apps, whether You know, you have to. There's things that you just can't explain that it says that matches totally with the questions that you're asking.
Yeah, the more and more that we do this, and the further we get into it, the more devices that I will be getting and trying, and just I want to find all. There probably isn't like all the right ones, but every place that you go to, something different works differently than it did at the other one. It all depends on energy. Everything's energy.
Yeah.
Did you try smoothing out the flower at all that I had down so you could get any footprints?
We did, but I screwed up the flower because when I dove into Smitty's cell, I put my feet all in it.
Yeah, we found your tracks. We found your tracks. They're everywhere.
Yeah, it was so funny because we went the next day and we're like, well, we know exactly what rooms they were in.
I followed you down to the basement, and then I followed you out to the.
I will literally come and sweep that. I felt so bad. I went the whole way to the front door, and we were dying laughing because it looked like I was running. Like there were really big strides.
You know what's funny you say? Because that's exactly what I said when I saw it. I was like, did they run out of this room by chance? Like, did they get chased out of here?
I apologize for that, getting the flower all over your carpet.
No, you have no, that's what we're there for. I mean, that I put the flower down, hopefully that somebody might be able to get something. So, and you're going to step in and you're going to get it out. That's not a big deal. Believe me, that's not a big deal.
That's why we got broom and dustpan.
Yeah. So what was that? Was that what you wanted to tell us? There was the running, or I'm curious to hear what you wanted to tell us.
No. It's something we had discussed when you first went in, when we were talking about when we were cleaning up the building and everything. Well, just after we.
It's more private.
Yeah, it's something. Yeah,
I forgot about that. Okay,
Yep.
yeah, we'll hold that for later. But just to wrap up our part for tonight, the building is beautiful. The building is charged with all kinds of energy.
A lot of built up energy because.
Yeah, it did kind of feel like that. I think there are going to be a lot of people pass through there and get some really amazing activity. It was just like right there the whole time. It was really charged. And you guys already, just with your first night, I think you did a fantastic job hosting. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how you guys redevelop the property. And I can't wait to see what others get in this location as well. And we'll be back. We will absolutely.
Well, you guys, to me, from what I've seen of you so far, you guys are great investigators. You're great, very super nice people. And we look forward to having you back. You're just so sweet. You've been so courteous, and you've just been wonderful.
Well, likewise, we
that.
genuinely
Yes,
appreciate you, and I can't wait for the owner and for you guys. I can't wait for this thing to just totally lift off and be on the map for paranormal locations.
That's what we're focused on. Thank you. So does anybody have any questions? Is there any questions that you saw from the audience?
There's quick? A lot of them.
So if you don't mind asking a couple questions from people on there, she'll scroll through and maybe see if we can get a couple questions, because I know your time's limited too, that you do have to go to work and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. We can.
Right there.
That's not the.
B squared has one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right here.
Okay, we have a question from B squared, and they said, do you think the presence that was there was trying to keep you there?
No, I don't, but I do think, no, I don't think it was trying to keep us there.
Didn't feel like it.
But it did feel like it wouldn't, it kept being active. Do you know what I mean? Like it kept playing with us, like in that bullpen, man, we would walk down to one end, you would hear a bang and a clang up at the other end. We'd go up there to try and get it. We'd hear it around the other side. We'd try to go. Like, it was making me crazy. It was loud. It was really
The
loud.
first night that we went, or it wasn't night, the first day we went over the start to clean up, it did that to us. It was taunting us. We would hear a clang in one area and we'd go, what was that? And we'd run towards it. Well, no sooner we got to that area, we'd hear a clang in another area and what was that? And we'd run to that. We'd get there, we'd hear a clang in another area where they're like, okay, it's toying with us. It's playing games with us. So we did have that happen too.
Yep, that's pretty cool.
You guys got to an area we haven't even investigated yet. So,
Oh, which area is that?
we did not investigate the basement or the dungeon yet.
Oh.
Okay, B squared again. Did you feel the pent up energy was neutral, positive, or negative?
I'm honestly going to say all of the above in different places.
Different areas. It felt
Mhm.
differently, but it moved.
It
Like,
did.
You'd leave a room,
Mm-hmm.
come back, it would feel different.
Yep.
I don't think anything, I honestly don't think it was,
I don't feel like there
Negative?
was anything like demonic.
no,
Like,
definitely not that.
But it felt like overbearing.
Like,
Is that the right word?
like
to
there was a lot of
use?
Conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
felt like
no,
there
that
was a
makes
lot of
sense.
pent-up
The other
energy
day.
that was ready to burst,
Mhm. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
honestly.
We just said that the other day, like Chase said.
Yeah, we were just talking about that the other day. There's nothing demonic in that building that we have experienced. So, I mean, you're going to have your negative spirits there, but as far as demonic goes, I have nothing to say about it.
And I didn't even realize this until we were reviewing the footage, but you know the bloody wall?
Yes.
That's right where I leaned up against and parked to do my Estes method was right up against the.
Oh,
Wasn't even thinking about it.
wow.
And then when I like played it back, I was like, was I leaning against those bloodstains? And I was like, yeah, you were. I was like, oh, geez. But it's
Oh, man.
so dark you can't see anything.
Okay, Blossom Moonlight has what section or area felt the most active to you?
The bullpen. The
First-
bullpen.
First floor
Yeah.
for me. First floor.
Yep.
See, that's where I get uneasy in the first
Bullpen,
floor.
north side, first floor.
Mhm.
Yep. That's where I felt every time I go there, I feel that little bit of, I'm not saying I get scared or anything, but I just feel that little uneasiness, like there's eyes watching me or there's something behind me or near me somewhere ready to say something.
We also got a lot of, well, not a lot, but we got some REM pod activity. We put it kind of right inside the doorway in front of the bullpen, and we were back in Snitty's area, and we got some responses then too.
Cool.
Seems like doorways works really well.
Do you know when you'll have your footage released?
I don't. We worked on it a lot last night. You know, it's just this whole thing of having to go to work gets in the way.
Yes,
of
yes,
everything.
yes.
Yeah, work sucks. Hate it.
Yeah,
But-
so if we can just stop that part.
Yeah.
But, yeah,
Right?
our goal was a week. Now, if
When
we're-
you get it released, would you mind if the owner puts it on the Old Stone Jail website for everybody to see?
No, that'll be fine. It'll also be posted on YouTube.
Okay.
But I see we have a question from Jason Jones.
Yep,
Up,
Jason
neighbor.
Jones says, ever have any aggressive spirit?
Well, Damian has made friends with a spirit. Now, not at this location, but at Saratoga County Homestead, Damian made friends with somebody who told us to get the F out about 5 times. And that was on an EVP. It said, it was like, get the F out. And it'll be
He
too
wouldn't
hard
talk.
to play
He
it.
wouldn't talk to anybody. That's all he would say.
He wouldn't talk to anybody else, but he talked to Damian.
I went back at 3 a.m. by myself
Mhm.
and straight answering me with the REM pod. Yeah, once for yes type stuff. You know,
Yep.
and had no problem talking to me.
Yep. And we have those clips where he said, get the F out. And then he says, can't you hear me?
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you.
Oh, that's too cool.
Yeah, it was freaky. I loved it.
Okay, Off the Hook Outdoors asked, do you ever feel that you were in danger?
What's up, Teddy? Absolutely felt
It's like you feel intimidated.
the darkness. The darkness intimidates you, but I didn't personally feel like I was in danger, but I still kept looking over my shoulder and looking like because a little I don't want to say PTSD from the last investigation, but there's so many people that try to break in to Saratoga County Homestead because it's been abandoned for 45 years.
But they kept us extremely safe
also.
there.
But it's so big. There's so many areas that could be infiltrated. So that place was a little scary because of that. It wasn't the spirits. It was
I say the meat people. I'm more afraid of meat
the ones
people
in the meat
than
suits.
the ones in the meat suits.
Thanks for your question, Theo. Appreciate it.
Is there any more?
Not right now. Blossom said bloody wall.
Yeah, Blossom Moonlight wanted to know about the bloody wall. She has bloody wall, question mark.
You know what? I'm gonna let that be. So we got a really good tour and we got a very good explanation of the blood stains. And so we're gonna let Diane is your first name, right?
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna let that be Diane's story to tell. And Diane's
and if you want to listen to her tell it, 27 Spirits, like and subscribe.
But we got really nice clips of your tour that we would like to put together for you to share.
Yeah. We'll have it in our video, but we're
going to have parts of it in the video, but we'd like to put them all together for you to edit it any way you want and share it on your website.
Anything that you want to share too, like I said, the owner already said, if you're willing in that, he will be more than happy to put it on the stonegel.com website because he does have some footage of others on there. So like you'd be right in there with Destination Fears and Paranormal Lockdowns because that's on his website. So if you have something that you're willing to share that way. Blossom, I really don't want to get into the bloody wall too much in detail only because that's something that I like saving for the tours and the investigations.
And I'm sorry if I
No, you're good. So I will say this much about it is it pertains to down in the basement where they had the cafeteria and the recreation area. An incident happened down there and it was extremely gruesome and there is blood stains on the wall yet because of that incident that happened. So I don't want to get too much into detail.
With your naked eye, and you can see them with like a black light.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, are there any more questions anybody has or anything?
Conscious Muse said not a question, but she has missed us.
Thank you, Conscious. We missed you too, Sandy.
Yes, and a very good history I watched from you. Thank you.
It wasn't her documentary amazing? And you know what, Sandy? I did find a list, and I want to tell you too, Damian and Jennifer. I did find the list of them. There was 11 hangings, but 9 was actually at the gallows. I found the names of all 9 of those people.
That's
so.
Awesome.
I do have that, and believe it or not, the very first one, if you watched Conscious Muse's documentary, she had mentioned a Michael Moore. According to my research, it looks like he was the first hanging at the gallows there.
Actually, let's do this one first.
I would love to get that list of names because we got a lot of names come through, and I would love to see if any of them match up.
I have it right in the room. I could tell you right now, or if you want to just wait do you want me to go get it right now?
No, we can do it later.
Okay.
We'll do it later. But that's cool. That's super.
I'm just making sure that it's not the. Yeah, that's probably the best one there.
Okay, Blossom has said, sorry, a bit late. Is that section connected to any spirit in particular?
With the bloody wall.
Is that what you mean?
No,
Blossom?
this was before. I'm guessing they mean like the part with Smitty in it, because that was the first,
I
or
think
maybe it was the second video or so.
Smitty is the most prominent one in that area. If it's kind of like, it's called the old jail section.
I see your statement there, Theo.
How much paranormal research has been done in the jail? That's probably for us. There's been a lot of history going back in. I don't know if you would necessarily say research. Conscious Muse did that documentary with a lot of research on the building itself. Paranormal part.
We were blown away by it.
Yeah, I don't know how far back people actually started investigating paranormal wise in it, but there has been people going back. There was tours on that conducted in there when even my son was in middle school.
Not me.
And this is my son-in-law. Yeah, my son's in the other room.
She pointed to me.
But I'm imagining it's going back in time somewhat, probably modern days, 1980s, when it would have been when the newer section would have went on, of course, because nobody even thought of paranormal or anything like that. I'm probably going to say probably sometime maybe in the 1990s, I'm going to guess, maybe when people actually might have started going back.
Conscious means other question.
Conscious has... So did you find Michael Moore? And he was in, I did. Michael Moore was hanged in 1872, the year that it was totally constructed. And I don't have the date in my mind for some reason. I'm thinking it was in November of 1872 that he was hanged.
I see Blossom Moonlight clarified. She said, when I asked that, I was referring to the REM pod placement, and that was 100% first floor of the bullpen was the most active.
Do you have anything else that you guys want to share with us on that? I mean, you guys have been phenomenal tonight. You've been a terrific set of guests. I mean, geez, you just pleasant and just wonderful I feel honored to have you on our show. Aww. And I'm hoping that you go back, you come on again. We would love to have you again.
We definitely want to come back. And I told Damian, I said, please ask her if I can come back soon in the daylight to take some pictures. Just because it got dark so fast. If you guys are there, I would love to.
Yeah, you can definitely. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's the thing with cloudy weather there too. Even if it is a beautiful day, like even the slightest bit of clouds, it gets very dark in there very quick.
Yeah, it was very dark in there. I mean, we had our flashlights at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, it gets dark quick.
I need to come in the morning and bring our lights.
Yeah, and maybe you even get a little bit of the cloudiness or overcast outside. That whole building is dark. But I will say this: tomorrow he's supposed to be over there, and he's going to get power in that building.
Wow!
So he's going to try to do everything to get power throughout that building. So your equipment's dying real quick. You're not going to have to run out to your van or anything to get it. You'll be able to have power. You'll be able to set up probably up in that warden's area and have like your little room set up there.
Like I said, even though we didn't have power, it was not an uncomfortable place.
No.
It was not uncomfortable. You're not getting rained on, no birds, no bats. It's like sealed up. Some raindrops from an old roof, but it really wasn't that bad.
No. But again, I thank you and appreciate very much you sharing that with, because I know some people have had that concerns, but we worked our butts off to try to make sure the areas that were clearly signed and caution taped off that just you do not enter, but that every other area was safe enough for somebody, especially that's doing an overnight investigation.
there was more open area
Oh,
than
yeah.
I totally expected.
Yeah.
Like it was seriously, like I want to say about at least 70% of it. It seemed like was open.
Yeah, there was a lot more open than I thought there would be as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm going to ask you an odd question. Excuse me.
Oh, hi, Mama.
We've had some people. They're bringing up like price issues. Do you feel that for the price that you paid, that you got your money's worth?
Yes, and just stop right there because that is the bottom price, I think, for
Oh, it's
an
great when there's
overnight.
only two of us. It's even better.
Your price, in my opinion, your
I think
price is spot on.
It's perfect.
You're not overpriced.
Not overpriced.
Thank you.
I don't think you're underpriced because of going by how many.
Mhm.
So, no.
Well, I tried to what I did.
I think it's very fair, and
Very
people
fair.
need to remember, like you have to recoup something for the restoration for your time. You
Yeah.
guys spent how many? You spent 12 hours there watching over us. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? For
Yeah.
$200, get real.
Yeah.
Not just that, all the
See, what I tried to do when I came up with the price range for it, I kind of looked at a lot of other areas that were doing the overnights and the flashlights and that. And I was looking at some that were smaller places, but they charged a lot more than what we're charging. And I looked at some of the bigger places, and I tried to not get too cheap, but I tried not to get too high. I tried to get right smack somewhere in the middle so that there was that fair balance.
Just because you're new, don't let anybody mistake you for being less legitimate than other locations.
No, not at all. No, that
Well, I appreciate that.
I research so many places and find the ones that I can afford and can't afford. For just the two people, like a lot of places will charge $1,200 for the whole night. $1,200 for the whole night.
Yeah.
Just for two people.
Mm-hmm.
So
sounds like a specific house that I can't really get into. But
You have a very good question in the chat from Blossom.
oh, and thank you for listening, B Squared. We appreciate
Ooh, I don't think we have one.
appreciate that.
What's the max number of people per group that want to do an overnight investigation? We have a minimum of 2, and we are capping the maximum off at 10, just because preference, even if you're, how can I say this? It's not space-wise or anything like that, but when you get a group too big, there's going to be too many people going in too many different directions, and not only for the paranormal group themselves, but for safety and contamination and things like that. We felt that a minimum of 2 and a maximum of 10 kind of would work. And not only that, when you're looking at price range too, if you want to get back to that factor, if you have 10 people, that's going to be $1,000. But like Damian just said, there's places that just for 2 people you're charging $1,200, so you're getting a good fair deal on that.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect price.
Yeah,
honestly.
very fair.
To touch on the safety aspect of things, because I know we talked about that beforehand, with the electricity being fixed and everything, he's also planning on putting security cameras on the inside and I believe on the outside.
Awesome.
So eventually we are going to have a room where like we can like review security footage. And what I was thinking of the other night is if something did happen on camera where people are convinced where like it's a person doing it or someone's inside and making all these noises, it's nice that we can officially go back into the camera, into the specific room you're hearing the noises, and see if anything actually happened.
No, nothing tainted their video.
Yeah. Nothing tainted it. So that is going to be a thing here very soon.
We didn't really mention it, and I know we need to wrap up. We're over an hour, but
yeah.
There was one time we came down to the front room because we were convinced that you had come in.
Oh yeah, we came back pretty quick because it was really, there was a lot of commotion
Yeah, we thought you had come in to check on
Yeah.
us.
Oh, wow.
Motion, and it wasn't from outside. It was like echoing inside the building. Like
Wow.
We got
Door open.
walkie-talkies.
It was. I kind of forgot about that until just now.
Well, I'm glad that you let us know that. I just, again, I cannot thank you guys enough for making an appearance with us tonight. You guys are so sweet. Just an adorable couple. I feel privileged that we had you in our facility, and we definitely look forward to you coming back. And I know probably people have a lot of questions that they want to ask, but I do have respect for you. I know you got to get up for work and everything. So we will say goodbye with this. You guys stay on. Stay on in the backstage there. We're going to end the stream, and I want to tell you what I wanted to tell you.
Thank you so much for your time and for having us.
Thank you so much.
We feel blessed to be a part of this
privileged,
whole experience.
Privileged to be the first ones back in there.
Yeah,
that was amazing. So much appreciated.
Yeah,
and
you guys.
We'll be back again.
Thank you too. Thank you. Bye,
everybody. Thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Okay, did we end it?
They left. They're supposed to do that.
Oh, shit. Well, I can call them real quick. Aren't they on the background at all?
No,
they show up down there. Yeah,
let me call them.
Bye-bye.
All right, everyone. We're going to head off. I came back to say bye. Oh, wait. Nope. They're back.
Okay, good. Okay.
All right, everyone.
Can you click them on?
Are you going to say bye to everyone?
Yeah. Didn't we say bye?
No.
I thought, okay, bye, everyone. I thought we were already off. Okay, guys, thank you all for showing up tonight here. We had a phenomenal evening, that couple, Jennifer and Damian. Amazing. Got a lot of very good information, and we will come back here soon and maybe again with them. And we look forward to seeing all of it.
And once their video is posted, we'll post it to our community thing so you guys can see that as well.
And speaking of the community thing, keep in mind we are giving away the S-Box that we have. All you got to do is go to the community section of our Discord, of our YouTube channel, scroll down until you see the giveaway with the photo of the S-Box, and comment your name, and make sure you are liked and subscribed, because if you are not and we choose you, unfortunately you are not able to win. And this is real. It's over there in my apartment. I do have it. It's still in pristine condition, and we are giving it away. So for people who think it's a scam.
Too long.
All right, good night, everyone.
Okay, good night, guys.
Good night.